GM. Wait a few minutes for others to arrive here. I'll let I go, you can come back. There we go. GM Freedom Gang.
GM, sir.
Alrighty. Now I'll let I go up and go down. Here we go. Alrighty. So, appreciations this week. I want to appreciate Adam. It looks like Thorchain, Cosmos, Beta, Chaos is coming to an end and has shielded everyone else from that as usual, which is much appreciated. I don't wish that work upon anyone.
It's not so bad. I appreciate it. And yeah, not glamorous, but just keep in focus that you guys are moving forward with the important future stuff and not distracted. So
love it.
Take pleasure in that.
And big appreciation to Ocean manning the fort while I was away last week. I'm back on deck this week. So.
We got to get more people up here in the beginning to do appreciations.
Yeah, I know. Maybe we can redo it at the end as well. Here's Ocean.
Thanks, DeFi. Yeah, Adam, thanks again for all the work you did last week. DeFi, thanks for being on holiday and also still working like 40 plus hours a week or more. I don't know how you did all that, but yeah, definitely appreciate it that you kept things running the way you did. I'm trying to think of other things that happened last week that were awesome. I mean, Foxy, I have lots of appreciations for Foxy. I think that across operations, engineering, security, Eric, Toshi, I mean, just the TMDC, lots of appreciations there for sure.
Some guy named Ocean.
Some guy.
Might have had a hand in it. Appreciate you.
Yeah, some shadowy supercoder helped us out there. It's great. Yeah, all right, let's kick this off. We can do some more appreciations at the end as well. Gosh, we need to update this open source updates. We've been open source for forever. Numbers from the week of last week, 58 PRs across 4 repos. No new contributors, sadly. Actually, I think we could so we probably have 1 new contributor, not strictly as per the numbers, but Cunius, a guy that's looking to join the work stream and has taken on the Kepler work, which is amazing. Pretty quiet on that, but we're gonna with all this stuff kicking off this week, expecting we're gonna have a lot more bounties. Cosmos staking delegation stuff, I really want to drive for a Thursday release. We've got like 2 or 3 open bugs. We've got the Keep Key firmware that's got to go out, and just some tidy up stuff, but it's just tidy up at this point. So hoping we can get that into everyone's hands. As part of that kind of coming out of Cosmos staking delegation, engineering has to do some like refactor and cleanup work, not just cleanup, but kind of coming out of the retreat, things we talked about, the plugin models. There's a few things that kind of talk about there. We've got like the single-sided staking abstraction that Major Hayes is talking about. There's like EVM, like extra networks. We're going to do some groundwork there. So there's a lot of kind of like engineering groundwork that's going to be done. Major Hayes and I are going to work together to try and pull together like a technical roadmap and see how that fits in with like the product roadmap. Something we're probably lacking on there at the moment. So if you've got any ideas of stuff that you think could do with improvements, or stuff that you're not particularly proud about or want to fix, please share those ideas with Major Hayes. We're going to try and get something on the calendar for next Wednesday afternoon for a couple of hours to talk about like the implementation, like ordering of things that we want to change and when we're going to do it, who's going to do it, things like that. So just a heads up for product, try and keep next Wednesday afternoon free as well. I know we've got like the Allfox kicking off, but engineering really needs some time to prioritize that stuff. Huge congrats to Toshi, and thank you to Eric for sponsoring that bounty, plus Ocean and all of the other engineering work streams that, like engineering product operations work stream that helped hit that. That was a a tight deadline, and Toshi really stepped up to get that one done. We've got some kind of administrative tasks in the back end, but to have that in users' hands with very few issues is great. I just had a look on the DeFi dashboard. We've already got 4.2 mil of TVL in that contract, which is great. At a very conceptual level, having us move, getting real like TVL on chain, instead of like assets in orbit previously, really having like that much Fox locked in a contract is amazing. So well done to everyone, and excited for the other stuff, the conversations that are going on behind the scene for how we can take that idea and extend it. It was pretty powerful and cool. This week, Keep Key Settings Part 1 should ship, so this doesn't include the account recovery, but Apotheosis is not too far off on that, so gets us another step closer towards parity and closes out some like Axiom bugs and stuff. And just a reminder to everyone, both in engineering and product, we've got a bunch of good, reliable community devs, so like StackQ, Ccash, NeoMaking, all these guys have like 20 to 40 hours availability per week at the moment. And then like GM Stewart and Cunius as well, who are looking to join the work stream. So, just keep those guys in mind when we're breaking stuff down. We've got the really good resources that are available to please make use of those guys. They've done some really good work on the core stuff like Cosmos Epics and to help us get that across the line. So just a reminder to keep those people in mind when we're breaking stuff down. And I'm going to hand it over to Elmot for the Kevin's Corner.
Hey, thanks. So let's see. Last week in Unchained, we had came up with some decent optimizations finally that caused us to spam the data hub a little bit less. Specifically, their get block endpoint was getting spammed on almost every new transaction that came in, regardless whether it was related to any transactions we cared about or not. So we're calling that quite a bit less. Last week looking at kind of data hub issues with the team. Also, Adam, middle name. Conscience finally has a decent support channel now that we're getting communication with them. So we're able to start asking questions like, why are these endpoints randomly taking 5 to 20 seconds to respond and other times not? So that's good. We're starting to get some communication with them on that. And then this week for Unchained and kind of the Unchained parser in general. I put it as parser, but it's really just kind of transaction issues throughout the stack. This morning discovered failed TXs weren't showing up in the charts. Got a quick fix in for that. Another issue I want to look at is Cosmos TXs. Failed TXs aren't showing up at all. I originally thought that was the parser, but I think it's actually one level higher up in Unchained. It's just not, the status just isn't coming through. So I'm looking at that to see if we can get those showing up. If we get those Cosmos failed TXs, that'll solve another issue with the charts where it's not tracking correctly because it needs to track the fee for failed transactions, and it's not capable of doing that for Cosmos right now. Another one, Cosmos isn't handling IBC TXs. That's just another one I have in mind that we need to eventually handle, whether we bounty or do ourselves. And then there's more Unchained optimizations I want to do, making calls happen asynchronously rather than one at a time. Me and Adam were kind of working in Golang last week on that, trying to identify areas we could fix up, and would love to keep working on that if Adam has time. That's my update.
Thank you, sir. Do we have middle name? Put you up here for SRE stuff.
Thank you, DeFi. Selma. Pretty simple update from my side this week. Last week, as Elmot mentioned, we were working a lot on Unchained Cosmos on the data hub issues. So just gonna keep an eye on that. A lot of that stuff is kind of out of our control. We're currently working with Data Hub to try and sort out any issues and understand how we can better build this implementation. This week, while I've been working on the Cosmos Data Hub issues, I've also noticed some other strange behavior going on in Unchained Develop. This behavior is not happening in prod right now, so I think it might be to do with some resource CPU settings that I've configured and developed. So I'm going to be investigating that, make sure that I fully understand this failure mode before we ship anything to prod. That's more on the reactive side. On the proactive side, I'm still working on EBS snapshotting. And that is it for me on the SRE side. I'll pass it over to Mr. Nerdhair for security.
GM folks, this week my priority is keep key firmware releases, both the security one and the Cosmos staking one to follow. In my spare time, I will be doing a research spike on delivering headers using service workers. We had a good, productive architecture conversation on service workers as it relates to alpha last week, and we've got some alignment on where we're going to go there in terms of filtering, but in terms of we still have to do the research for header modification. So I'm hoping to come to some conclusions there that can help unblock IPFS and our content security policy issue with Cloudflare Pages headers. And anyway, probably also help in mobile. If you have security reviews that you would like done, please feel free to drop it on me, and I will do the best I can and get you whatever support that you need.
Thank you, Mr. Nerdhair. As you heard us chat about a bit in the beginning during appreciations, Thorchain and Cosmos are fixed in beta. For web anyway, mobile OTA will follow soon to fix mobile up. The next kind of big thing on my plate is to start looking at what it's going to take to migrate our existing users, their wallets, I guess, to be more specific from beta. So this would be a mobile wallet and the native wallet on web. Sort of need a plan to make that a simple, clean, easy, safe, and secure experience for everyone to get them over onto V2 as we approach feature parity. Only other thing I got is demos this Wednesday. It's 10 Mountain Time. That's it for me.
Thanks, Adam. I will do appreciations, actually. Sorry I didn't jump up here earlier. Just appreciate everybody for working on Foxy, getting that over the finish line. It was a massive effort across all the work streams and across the bounty hunter. And it was, I don't know, I'm just very happy where it's at. There's a couple things that we'd like to add, but they're not deal breakers by any way, shape, or form. And just super excited. And it was awesome to see a bounty of that size flow through this new process so smoothly. So I appreciate everybody who had a hand in that. Okay, jumping into product and UX and design. There's a bounty that Eric posted for a new Fox page, so we're starting on the wireframe on that. The workstream is going to pick up that bounty, and then we'll just roll those funds back into the treasury once that's complete. Still doing some exploration on other EVM chains, the UX for that. Mobile migration, that's kicking off later this week. We're just doing some usability testing ahead of that just to make sure it's in a good place and makes sense. And then there's a developer portal we're working on for ShapeShift.com, and then a join community page that should go up in the next couple of days on ShapeShift.com as well. And then, as usual, we have a bunch of things in flight. Obviously, as was said earlier, Cosmos staking, part 2, getting that over the finish line. The mobile migration kickoff is later. Demo wallet, I saw that bounty had been picked up, I think, last week. So hopefully there's some progress being made there. Keep key settings, getting that over the finish line. Osmosis re-kicked off last week, so there's some tickets already in flight for that one. So we're just supporting that on the product side with all the designs and UX for that. The YAP bounty is still underway with Lenum Labs. That's definitely going along smoothly. They regularly post questions and stuff via Telegram, and that's been our avenue of communications with them for the most part. And then Pendo, just getting all the funnels and guides set up ahead of launch. And yeah, that's it for me. I'll see if Willie and or Fox McCloud or Decentralized Jay want to come up and add anything.
I think you covered it well. Looking forward to a mobile migration kickoff on Wednesday. Everybody's invited, but Pasta Ghost and Theobald are going to be the engineering leads for that. This is just the first part of it. We're not yet diving into actually wrapping the progressive web app.shapeshift.com into the mobile app and submitting it to the App Store. That's going to be part 2. For this first part, we're just looking at giving ShapeShift native wallet users a path to import their wallet into app.shapeshift.com by logging in to their ShapeShift account with email and password.
Love it, Big Willie.
Oh, yeah.
And since we said this 4.2 mil TVL, we're nearly at 4.3. So good job to all the apes out there. Anyone else want to give appreciations at the end? Now we've got more people up here. I appreciate everyone for everything just running so smoothly across the board. We've got a lot going on, especially Diggy with like the product and engineering sync and getting better at that. So yeah, as this major headline thing wraps up, we have all these other things kicking off and more features going to be in users' hands. So just a general appreciation across all the teams. Things are going great, I reckon.
Just want to throw appreciation out to Josh. He hosted a workshop last week, which already seems like a month ago. But if you haven't gotten the opportunity to attend one of his workshops, I think they're happening maybe every other month or something. But it was great just to work on conversations and take a step back and just try to work on some of that career growth stuff, which I think we often don't get in a decentralized setting. So I'd encourage everyone to check that out.
Appreciation, Ocean. I was just popping up actually to ask a question and came right up to that, which was really nice. Thanks. I also have a big appreciation. I sent out a bunch of individual DMs last week about the Foxy contract work. Such a big win for like the external bounty process and for lots of folks. My question about that is Ocean at the call, which one earlier this morning, one of them, you gave a pointer to that the Etherscan contract, right, that shows the T-Fox locked through Foxy, which is, oh, I see. That was over 10 million Fox with the TVL, like the US dollar value being what's in the current thing that we're looking at in this meeting. That's it. It's just a translation from number of Fox to US dollar value. Okay.
Yep.
Answered my question. Thank you. Do we want to do a retro on the Foxy work? It seems like there are so many things that went well that it might be worth a discussion to try to harvest that out.
I'd be totally down to do a retro, especially given the scope of that and the deadline and how we managed to deliver on that so well, how we could emulate the successes of that.
Cool.
Yeah, I'd be up for more retros in general across the board. I think it would be helpful. I know we're always time crunched and those kind of sometimes fall off, but I know it's something that we haven't done a lot of since I guess the one we did in person, like again forever ago.
Yeah. I'll look to it. Is calendars are definitely tough, but I'll work with some folks and see if we can get that scheduled in the next week or two.
That'd be amazing if you take that one on, Josh. Appreciate it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, should we wrap things up here? Let's get Lo-Fi Girl up here.